my pleasure to welcome Grygoryj Notkin. Mr. Notkin is an electronics engineer and developer of medical devices who served as chief designer of computerized diagnostic medical systems in Kyiv, Ukraine. Now retired, he continues his scientific inquiry, exploring fundamental questions about the structure of the universe and the conditions that enable life to emerge. Today, he invites us into a profound question: unique features of the solar system, chance or purposeful development? Please join me in welcoming Mr. Notkin.
Да, спасибо.
Thank you. Well, I should start by sharing my emotions. And these presentations that has been made today, they help us. They give us a broader view of our evolution, of the meaning, of the deep meanings that we are living. And I want to share today my observations of uniqueness of our universe, of our planetary system. I will now open my presentation and we will start. Last year, I presented a keynote speech on anthropical principles that make the evolution of human society as a connected system. And today I want to continue with showing the unique features of the solar system and raise the questions about the presence of a thought behind its creation and its functioning. I will now open the slides. I hope you can see them. Unique features of the solar system. Chance or purposeful development.
Такие будут разделы.
So below you can see the table of context. The galactic placement of the solar system, the Sun as the star with a stable state and with longevity, the role of Jupiter, the role of Moon, the ideal distance of Earth from the Sun, the motion of Earth and its climatic system, and the systems of circulation of materials and energy, the unique composition of Earth, and the surface of our Earth. So the uniqueness of our solar system is raises the question about whether this coincidence, whether it's a coincidence, this composition of uniquely favorable factors for our development, or is it the result of thought? The scientists point out that this unique convergence of features in our solar system and on our planet is so rare that it hints about the intentional or guided creation of the system. The galactic placement of the social system. Our solar system is uniquely placed within our galaxy, meaning the Milky Way. It cannot be placed this way by chance. The solar system is situated about 26,000 light years from the galactic center in the galactic habitual zone. Closer to the center of the galaxy, the conditions are very detrimental and inhabitable. There are black holes, there are conditions that make the appearance of life impossible. The parts of galaxy that are farther from where we are situated are also detrimental. It's too cold, it's too hard to for a life to get incepted. So we are our solar system finds itself and the sun finds itself in the place where its cycle around the center of galaxy is about 700 it has made 700 circles around the center of galaxy throughout its life, and the sun spends most of the time in a space where it easily avoids collisions with other celestial bodies, but they happen from time to time, and one of them led to the catastrophe that led to the disappearance of dinosaurs. But at the same time, that catastrophe led to the birth of new forms of life, including the appearance of mammals and, as a result, the appearance of human beings. And this, again, hints that this process is guided. It is in some way intentional. The next slide, the sun, a star with unique characteristics. This is a sun with a stable state and with unique characteristics. First of all, longevity. The sun has been around for 4.6 billion years already. The sun's characteristics are especially beneficial and favorable for the inception of life. It belongs to the G2V class. This is a yellow carlic, as it is called. Only 7% of stars in the galaxy are like that, and most of the stars live much less time, which doesn't allow time for life development. These yellow little stars, like our sun, exist for a short period of time, and most of these stars create very little planetary systems where planets are very close to the star, and so no life is possible on those planets. Our sun is unique in that, on the one hand, it is a long-living star. On the other hand, the planets around it are far enough from the star for the climate on the planets to be favorable for life to appear. The forming of the planets. The planets are formed from the clouds of gas and dust around the sun, and driven by the forces of gravity, they squeeze down into what becomes planets, and they go through a series of states before they become a planet. Planetesimal and planet embryo is called. Now, in our solar system, we have eight principal planets. the Earth group is consists of four planets. These are Mercury, Earth, Venus, and Mars. And the second group is gas giants: Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune, and Uranus. Pluto is disputed. It is not 100% a planet. It's considered sometimes a planet and sometimes a different type of body whose orbit is too divergent for it to be called a normal planet. Jupiter is the fifth planet from the Sun. This is the biggest planet of the solar system. It is between Saturn and Mars. Its planetary mass is 2.5 times more than the sum total of the mass of the rest of the planets in the system. Jupiter circles the Sun within 11.8 years. It has hundreds of satellites, the biggest of them being Europe and some others. Jupiter is the custodian of the solar system. With its gravity, it attracts a lot of it attracts a lot of meteors, and it protects the rest of the planets, including Earth, from it. It also participated in driving water to our Earth at the beginning of its formation. It participated in enriching our Earth with necessary minerals and elements. Without Jupiter, Earth could stay dry, toxic, and catastrophes would be incessant without Jupiter. Catastrophes on Earth would be incessant without Jupiter. Moon, the quiet custodian of life. Moon serves to stabilize the Earth's axis. Moon was formed very soon after the forming of the Earth, and as a result of collisions of the Earth with meteors, the Moon was formed. A part of the Earth's matter was parted from it and transformed into a separate planet and a satellite. So there's one more theory about the Moon being formed from the part of the Earth's mantle. But it's disputed. So the Moon helps the Earth to stabilize its axis. Without Moon, this axis would be switching from 0 to 80 degrees every now and then, which would produce dramatic changes, constant dramatic changes. For example, on Mars, who doesn't have this kind of satellite, these changes are happening, and they are leading to dramatic changes and chaotic changes in climate on that planet. Also, the Moon creates tidal motions of Earth and mix of water, and moves the water on Earth, mixes it, and helps to stabilize and regulate the composition of waters on the Earth's Earth's surface. Also, it helped to slow down the spinning of the Earth, which also helped the life to get incepted and to develop on the Earth's surface. Earth is ideally distanced from the Sun. Earth's orbit is up to 152 Ophelias from the Sun, and this Earth is moving across the habitual zone around the Sun, the zone where the water can exist as a liquid. This area is called Golden Flock, after an American story, a fairy tale, and there's the extension of Earth's orbit from the Sun is almost round. It is stabilized. In comparison with Mars, it is much more round. For example, Mars's orbit is much more elliptical around the Sun, and the creation and this circular nature of the orbit also helps to stabilize the climatic conditions on the Earth's surface. And without these conditions, the Earth would be similar to Venus, because its oceans would be evaporized and would be flying as clouds instead of being liquid. And if the Earth were a little farther from the Sun, it would just freeze down, and again, no water could exist as liquid. So the Earth's orbit has been stable for centuries and centuries and centuries. This stability of orbit helps to stabilize the climate on Earth. The spinning of the Earth and the climatic system. The Earth makes a circle around the Sun within 24 hours. This ensures the change from night to day, from day to night. On Venus, for example, one day is 238 Earth days. It is spinning too slowly. Jupiter is spinning very fast, like 10 hours. A day on Jupiter is 10 hours long, and the Earth is spinning very not too fast and not too slow, which also allows for sustained climatic conditions throughout the day. It doesn't provoke too heavy winds, and it doesn't allow everything to freeze at night. The systems of circulations of matter and energy. First of all, the atmosphere and the oceans accept 70% of the sun energy. It is much more than on Venus. This difference is not by coincidence. It is a result of the work of a very complex system of regulation. The oceans dissolve CO2. 50 times more effectively than the atmosphere. The organisms that live in the oceans use this CO2 to produce their biomass, and then they create crystallized materials, and also the seismic activity on our Earth, the activity of volcanoes and earthquakes, create the necessary rhythm of regulation of the conditions on our planet. Also, there is a hydrological cycle. The hydrological cycles on the Earth's surface create the circular motion of the water, which gets evaporated from the oceans and gets transported by the clouds to the places where it then falls as a rain and helps to dissolve mineral materials, and these mineral materials then get into the ocean. This is the process of erosion, where water dissolves, for example, carbonate materials. They get dissolved, and with the water they get down. They get into the rivers and flow into the ocean, back into the ocean. Also, the conditions that exist on Earth for photosynthesis, and the process of photosynthesis, allows the Earth to regulate itself, because this is how the Earth's surface is being filled with oxygen, with a stable oxygen that can be perceived, that can be used by animals to live. And the enrichment of the atmosphere with oxygen is what allowed the organisms to leave the water at some stage in the evolution, and start breathing with the air. Also, it created conditions for the organisms in the water to get fed by the remnants of the organisms from the surface of the Earth. The unique composition of the Earth's structure. Ferrum or iron at the core, silicate mantle, and then silicon closer to the surface. So this is the basic composition of the planet. And the diameter of the planet is sorry, it's too fast. And the size and the weight of the planet are ideal for the development of life on it. The gravity is enough, but not too strong, because a stronger gravity would hold the necessary elements too close to the center of the planet, and would not allow them to get to the surface, and would not allow them to be dissolved in the water and be used by the organisms. The surface of the Earth is self-regulated and stabilized to which makes it absolutely unique in comparison to other worlds. Our planet has been covered by oceans with blue water, continents with green plants, and mountains and so on. Our planet has like a million islands. It has a great diversity of climate zones. It is home for 8 to 7 million types of living creatures. All the other planets of our solar system are much more uniform. They are much less diverse. They look the same. Mars is all red, Moon is all white, Venus is all pink, and so on. The activity in those worlds are also uniform. They are all ice or all fire or all wind or something else. Earth is a perfect combination of all. It's an interaction of various conditions in a perfectly balanced way. So this is the evidence of the contemporary science about the uniqueness of our world. So it's obvious that the solar system is atypical. It's absolutely unique, according to Gregory Laughlin, the planetologist from the University of California in Santa Cruz. It showed the research showed that the planet is absolutely unique. Its rarity is mathematically impossible, and most of other planets are placed on very long elliptic planets. Their orbits are placed in an unfavorable way for life to appear on those planets. All the conditions on those planets are not favorable for life to appear. Okay. I'll tell you the rest without slides. So the question that appears is whether there's coincidence, whether this composition of favorable factors can be a coincidence. The presence of a perfect satellite like Moon, the presence of magnet fields favorable for the appearance of life, water, the presence of liquid water, and so on and so forth. Each of the factors that I mentioned today have their own probability of existence, but all these factors together, the probability of their existence, of their presence together, is so low that this gives rise to a question whether we have won a lottery as a planet, or the creation of this planet has been guided by an intent of some consciousness, and if it was conscious, then what is the purpose? Why did the universe want to create this? One of the explanations is the lowering of the entropy in the universe. One of the explanations is that the universe wanted to bring some order into its structure. Because actually the appearance of the first galaxies and planets was also facilitated by the appearance of organized structure within the chaos after the Big Bang. The low entropy zones of the system are the zones where the appearance of life is theoretically possible. The Earth is the place of especially low entropy, and this is a place where the chaos of the information flow and the chaos of the chaotic factors are lowered in comparison with the rest, and the process of acquiring of new knowledge and the process of establishing of systems of interaction within the humanity, within the human society, is what also brings order into the system of into the global societal system, and lowers the entropy in our system. And there are conditions to this process. The conditions involve our learning to live a conscious life and in an integral system, conscious of our being a unified system that has to establish an organized, a peaceful interaction between ourselves.
Okay. Fascinating presentation. I'm not sure what there could be to even ask after that. We just learned about everything from one end of the universe to the next. But let's see if we have any questions. First of all, any in the Zoom? If not, I know there are questions on social media. Okay, so let's start with social media. So our universe is
Нет, есть в
doomed.
Zoom, есть в Zoom. Я извиняюсь. Значит,
There
как
are
вы
questions in
считаете,
Zoom.
есть ли жизнь на
One question
планетах
is,
других звездных систем?
what do you think? Is there life on other planetary systems?
Наверное, 100 лет или больше.
We have spent 100 years or longer looking for life on other planets. Theoretically, it is possible. Even in our galaxy, there are billions of planets, and there are hundreds of millions of galaxies like ours. So the appearance of life on our planets, on other planets, is theoretically possible. But even if life exists on a different planet, we would need millions of years to even to share a signal, even to share some piece of information. So we should be focusing on how to make our Earth unique in terms of our life as human beings in harmony with the nature. So if we find other inhabited planets, then I guess they will be facing the same troubles as us. So our task today is to find a way to make our life on this planet more successful, more peaceful, and more organized without what we're going through now. So far so good. Maybe it's possible. So I would be focusing more on our planet rather than on considering whether it's possible beyond.
Okay, Excellent. And we have a question from social media. They're saying our universe is destined for ever increasing entropy and declining cooperation. So, how can we as human beings ensure that our relationships do not follow the same pattern embedded in nature?
Вопрос вопросов. Для этого мы
This is a
здесь
question of questions.
найти ответы на эти
That is why we are here, to find the answers to these questions. So chaos is growing. This is the second law of thermodynamics. We know this. We know that in our earthly conditions, the humanity is growing. It is getting older. Yes, it is considered that our humanity is its global consciousness is similar to that of an 11-year-old adolescent. But anyhow, we are slowly going through the process of shaping our global societal interconnections, hopefully, are bringing ourselves to the brink of extinction, to the brink of inevitable catastrophe, will make us make a switch and turn to and start working on establishing more organized connection between ourselves, not through uniformity, not through conformity, but rather through cooperation on top of diversity. So this process should be leading to lowered entropy. Thank you for your question.
And thank you, Professor Notkin. That was fascinating, and we need to move on to our next presentation.